Now, Christmas is a lot of fun, but the decor can get to be a bit much. There comes a point when we all think this stuff has got to go. Now, let's tackle my strategy to put things away, leaving your house not only cleaner, but also how you can put things away so that the decluttering is easier next year. Now, if this is your first time here, my name is Robyn. I help overwhelmed people simplify their lives through organization, productivity, and creating an environment where they can thrive. All right, grab your tea and let's go. Now, the very first thing that I always do is make sure that all of the gifts are put away. Now, historically, my family has left piles of unwrapped gifts under the tree for a long time. Now, I don't know why. I mean, I guess it helps that the tree does not look bare and sad without things underneath it. But I'm not going to go off on a rant or anything. But I think part of the problem can actually be not having a place to put the new things that we now have. If we don't have space, then we can end up procrastinating when we put things away. Now, you can keep this in mind for any New Year decluttering that you are thinking of, is if it is really hard to find a spot to put the things, your new gifts or whatever. But as you put things away, maybe declutter a few things here and there. Next, grab out your boxes for your Christmas things and look at anything that you didn't actually end up putting out or decorating with. Now, this is important here. Do you want to keep that stuff, or do you think you might want to declutter it? You know what I'm talking about here. Like, it's the box, you're decorating, and you have a few things that are always at the bottom. Sometimes it's like things that your kids made when they were young and they're not exactly at their prime. You might not even know who made some of these things. I myself had this problem earlier this year, so I definitely recommend going through these things. Now, put anything that you aren't sure of or that you know that you want to declutter in a box. You can even have separate boxes, one for the things that you know you want to declutter and one for the things you're not so sure of and you want to see if you decorate with them next year. Now, when you are decorating next year, you can pull that box or those boxes out and then decide what you want to keep. The great news is it's pretty much done and it is ready to donate. It's also the best time to donate before Christmas, like probably a few weeks before Christmas, because a lot of donation centers won't take Christmas donations after Christmas. Now, if you live somewhere dark, you might want to leave a few lights up after. I'll get into more of that later, though. I am considering taking the ornaments off of the trees and leaving them up with the lights on. Yes, I did say trees, and if you didn't see my tour, I have 3 Christmas trees, and that's because we live on the side of the mountain, and it's really dark. They actually help bring some cheeriness during the dark winter. I'm not sure that I can leave the trees up though. I mean, I really love the clean look as we put things away, but we'll see. Time will tell. I doubt it though. Oh, I might even just leave them up until Epiphany. We will see. However, this brings me to the very next question. When do you put things away? Now, for me, I like to do it before New Year's. I think in my family, historically, it was New Year's Day. My mom, she actually likes to leave her tree up until February or March. She likes it for the light, and I honestly can't blame her. Now, I know a lot of people who they leave it up until Epiphany on January 6th, and a few others who leave theirs up until January the 20th. I put my tree up in mid to late November. Usually this year I did it like a tiny bit early, way too early. By New Year's, I am ready for that to come down. So I really don't think I'm gonna make it to the 6th of January, I'm just saying. Now, when I put away my ornaments, I use this awesome box and it has different compartments for all of the tree ornaments. Now, this box I've had for about 10 years. It is torn and it is probably ready to go bye-bye. But I've been looking on Amazon and elsewhere, and I found these great containers that are perfect for putting your ornaments in. So I will link that below as well. Now, I think that these will work really well for you too, and you can find them in many stores. And I saw some on the Canadian Tire website, and I think the London Drugs website, and you're in Canada as well. Now, I also use bubble wrap or tissue paper to keep anything fragile safe when I'm putting them even in this box, because I just don't want anything getting broken. Now, I don't know if you saw any of my decorating videos, but I actually put my decorations away before I decorate. Most of my normal decorations go away. And the reason why is because it keeps the clutter to the minimum. For years and years and years, I would just decorate on top of the stuff I had out. And I was just like, this clutter. And then finally I was like, wait a minute, I could just put that stuff away. And I just put it in the boxes that I have my normal ornaments in. It's perfect. So it's actually funny this year because I honestly just feel sad at the thought of putting my Christmas decorations away. But I always have to remind myself that I am always so happy to have my normal decorations up for the rest of the year. I think partway through January, I'm always like, oh, Christmas, but not for long. By February, I'm always like, bye, don't come back soon, as much as I love it. Although I do try to keep my decorations to a minimum, it still feels a bit visually cluttered for me. So that is another reason why I like to get more simple decorations out. My normal stuff, it's just so much nicer. I put my decorations back carefully. The things that aren't from the tree, I also keep in totes, and I just use bubble wrap. And I always find things are a little bit dusty afterwards. So I like to do a quick swish with my duster as I'm putting things away, and it is perfect. Now, when you use a natural tree, you have to find somewhere to put it. Now, in our area, there are charities that do tree chipping, and so it's probably best to plan taking your decorations down around that time. The other thing is I make my own wreath, and I use a long piece of wire when I am making my wreath. So I just take my pruners and I just snip the wire off, and then I can just take the rest of the greens out and I can just compost them. And then the only waste is actually just the wire from the wreath, and that's not much. Now, a note again on the darkness from winter. Now, winter is a really dark time for many of us in the Northern Hemisphere. And I assume it's a dark time for those in the Southern Hemisphere just 6 months later. So here it's really rainy and it's really dreary. So once my tree is away, let's face it, I really don't think I'm going to be able to leave those trees up. I like to put a few extra lights around. Now, I use these fairy lights in my office. I actually put these out in November because I really need the light, because I get up really early to work in the morning. And so I love waking up to that beautiful, gentle light. Now, I also like to put them around the rest of the house. It seems a lot more cheerful. And I also like to place some candles around, and it just gives me more of that hygge feel. So once everything is away, it is time to start thinking of decluttering. Now, a lot of us have extra clutter after Christmas, so I want you to check out this video here on how to get started. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.